What's up, Psycho?
What's up, Doomple Dumple?
Oh God, you're just making shit up now.
Yep, 100%.
Making shit up.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like names you come up with for your friends when you're a little kid.
Bloople blopple.
You blipple blopple, you dumple dimple.
This is how I talk to the dog every day.
I know.
Baby Nug, baby Nug.
All right, let's get through this because I'm exhausted.
Well, geez. Act like talking to me is a fucking shitty thing that you have to do.
Sometimes.
Oh, that's it, everybody. See you later.
Bye!
2 episodes in a row. We just ended early.
Just end it. End it right now. It's the last episode.
We've done a lot since the last episode. I don't even know where to start.
We've done a lot, and I am my father. I'm very happy that my father hasn't been staying with me, that he got his surgery went well, and he's able to spend time in the rehab and not in my house. But that means like waking up every morning and driving over there, getting him stuff, running errands for him, then driving back, plus trying to do all of our weird stuff and my weird stuff, and it's just blowing me out.
I know I keep wanting to say hospice, but he's not in fucking hospice.
No.
Whatever it is.
Rehab.
Recovery center for grumpy old men.
He is always very nice to the nurses and the doctors there.
I know he's nice to me. He's nice to everybody else. He's just shitty as fuck to you.
Me and my sister.
Brutal. But people have been asking because we didn't say that. Okay, the last episode you said he was having surgery and then you just didn't. So he to everybody listening, he's good. He's alive.
He's good. He's alive. He's in recovery. It's been over a week now. He's doing good. When I went and saw him today, his doctor said he's doing great at his PT. I watched him walk all the way around the rehab place that he's at. He's doing steps and complaining about his roommate. So he's right back to normal.
Right on track.
Right on track. But he's great. And we did Midwest Parafest last weekend.
Well, you're skipping ahead.
Am I?
Yeah, because your dad had surgery on the day of the eclipse, and I lost my fucking mind on the day of the eclipse.
Well, that happens.
So what happened was first of all, I'd been spiraling for a hot week before the eclipse, as a lot of people have been, but
I think it's longer than a week.
I know, I think so too.
Yeah.
But I got off antidepressants a year ago. And then in the last few weeks, my brain has come back to attack me again. So I've been feeling shitty and spirally. And so I don't even know how to say all of this. It's so embarrassing. Anyway.
Just say it.
I know. So I saw Monkey Man twice now. And long story short, Dev Patel reminds me of my last serious boyfriend, right? So the fucking night before the eclipse, I went into a fucking black hole of looking at all of oh God, I hate myself. Of looking at our old texts and our old pictures together. And I got so fucking emo. And I told myself, I'm like, listen, first of all, we haven't spoken, we haven't texted since 2021. So for me, anyway, so that night I decide, I'm like, listen, I'm going to text him tomorrow during the eclipse. That's my fucking grand stupid ass plan. So I wake up because he knew I was a witch and he was always cool as fuck about it. So I'm like, okay, I know it's going to be out of nowhere, but it'll be like witchy and funny if I text him during an eclipse. I'm like, I feel like this is perfect. So I text him and it said, well, I didn't even know first of all, he's not on any social medias. He's not on anything. He has no Instagram, no Facebook, no anything. So I didn't even know if he was alive. I didn't know if he still lived here. I didn't know anything. So I texted him and it just said, hi, are you alive? And then it said, I thought it was appropriate for you to get a text from a witch during a solar eclipse. And I don't even know what I'm doing. So, fuck. So he answered in like 2 minutes and he's like, oh my God, I was just thinking about you the other day. I was at a thrift store and I saw a shirt with a ghost on it. And it reminded me of you. Like, he's like, who else would want this right now but Jessica? And we were broken up before we started this podcast, right? Yeah. So I never talked about him on here, but it did not end good. I fucking lost my mind and pretty much dumped him out of nowhere and ruined his life.
There was
And
a lot of weird, that period of time was
mhm,
when I was coming up to Imperial. I think a lot of our bonding when we talk about when did we become friends
mhm.
happened because you were going through this.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. So, what anyway, so I kind of went out of order because the night before I was literally crying in my fucking bed at 3 in the morning. And out of okay, you guys, every day for the last my whole entire life, my dad gets up for work at 5 in the morning. He works so fucking early, so he sleeps at the same time every night. So he literally texted me randomly at 3 in the morning and he goes, "Hey, I just kind of woke up out of nowhere and I thought I would say hi. Are you okay?" And I'm like, I'm literally laying here fucking crying. Like he knew it was crazy. He's that net. I don't even know how that happened. I'm like, you psychically knew I needed you. I'm like, I'm having a fucking mental breakdown.
I love that you tell your life story the way you tell any story.
I know, I know. So yeah, so anyway, so the next day I talked to my ex during the eclipse and it was nice and we said some stuff that needed to be said and it was nice. And then we decided that we're going to fucking hang out. So now I'm hanging out with him this Saturday cuz I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Oh boy.
I know. And then so yeah, so the next day, okay, so my dad texted me at 3 in the morning and then he called me the next day after he got off work on the Monday, the day of the eclipse, and he's like, "Hey, I'm just making sure you're okay." Because I told him I'm like, I think I need to go back on meds again. I'm losing it. And he called me and he's like, I'm gonna bring you over a fire pit so you can make veggie dogs and look at the stars, and that'll make you better. And I'm like, oh God, dad, like you're the best dad ever. So it was really cute. And then too, I'm not gonna say what it was because it's not my thing to say, but the night before when I was reading everything and thinking about my ex, something came into my head. It was like a psychic download. I talk about it sometimes on here, you guys. I'm psychic, but I don't know really how to use it, and it just happens when it wants to happen. So I got this thing in my head that pertained to my ex, and he ended up bringing it up in the conversation that it did happen since I've seen him, and that was crazy. So there was like weird psychic energy from my dad, from myself. And now I have to hang out with him on Saturday, and it's going to be fine. And I think it'll be better if we're friends. But y'all, literally, what? At least once an episode, do me and you both say that we don't want to fucking date anybody?
Yeah, I don't know. As an older gentleman that I am, I
Mhm.
don't know which is to me more normal and more psychopathic.
Mhm.
So, like, I have no contact information for any of my exes. They are immediately deleted out of my phone. All of their text messages disappear. I delete all of their DMs. I have no way to contact any of my exes at any time.
Yeah.
Is that psychopathic or is people storing everything
Oh no, I
forever?
have everything from my entire life.
But I mean, which is crazier? Or is one crazier than the other?
I don't know. It's probably mentally safer and better the way that you do it. And I would like to say this, I haven't done this over the last 3 years. I think about him. We were together for 4 years. So obviously he crosses my mind every once in a while, but this was the first time that it like hit me and I'm like, "Oh God." And then I fucking read all the things and to fucking so I just feel I don't fucking know what's going to happen. I don't know.
I just realized when I was talking about how you tell your life stories, the way that you explain movies and everything else,
Mhm.
I realized that that's why you have such confusing psychic downloads. The psychic downloads download in the same way that you tell stories.
I know. They come out of
Here's a
nowhere.
bunch of information. Here's the beginning. Wait, let me tell you the end.
Yeah,
Wait, this thing happened in the middle. Wait, here's this thing at the beginning that I forgot to tell you.
yeah, literally. I'm just along for the ride. I like my brain is off on another planet and it just beams me shit in like little spurts. Okay. So anyway, so long story short, A, I guess I'll tell you guys what the fuck happens when we hang out on Saturday. And then B, I started spoiler fucking alert from that story. I started new antidepressants on Monday. And also I started them on the anniversary of the Titanic sinking. So it's like really like I feel like that's like eclipse energy, fucking Titanic, fucking mental illness. Let's go.
Dad surgery. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. All the things. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but it's fine. I would rather we be friends, quite honestly, than not. But I just
Yeah, I'm most. I mean, I don't have any of that information. Like I said, I delete all of it, but I am mostly friends with all of my exes.
yeah, if you ran into them, they wouldn't like pour a milkshake on your head.
No, not at all. I've run into them in the past, and it's always been very friendly.
That's how I feel. That's how I want shit. And like most breakups that I've ever had are like that. And I could like reach out to them if I want to. But this one was not good and we didn't. It was not good.
I just feel at my age, it's really strange. Like, I have run into exes of mine and immediately been like, oh, hi. And they're like, oh, hi. And like, we're talking and stuff. And at some point, I realized like, we dated for 2 years 25 years ago.
Yeah, but like time is weird because when you're talking to that person, it feels kind of like nothing even happened in between. It can like, I don't know. I always like get shot right back to stuff.
It's to me, it's the same thing as like when people like get super jazzed to meet someone that they were friends with in high school. And it was like, you were friends with that person for 4 years, then didn't see that person for 30 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
And so I don't even know if they're the person. I mean, they're not. They're
Yeah,
not
no,
even
they're
the
not.
person that I used to know.
I know.
They look like it. They're just have completely different life situations.
I know.
But that's 20 years, not 4 years,
Right.
3 years.
Well, we broke up in 2018. And the last time we texted was 2021 because, and this will get you guys on his side. After we didn't talk for fucking 3 years because it ended terrible, he heard through the grapevine that Bean passed and he fucking texted me his condolences and was like hoping I was okay. So, like, that was fucking huge. That's another reason why I could never be like, oh, I fucking hate this person because I don't. He didn't have to do that. So that was really sweet. So anyway, so that was the last time we talked. And then I texted him during an eclipse out of fucking nowhere like a psychopath.
Right. 2024. Let's go.
Let's fucking light this dumpster on fire, baby. So anyway, then we did Midwest Parafest.
Yeah, then we did Midwest Parafest. Yes. I went a day early. I performed Heather and Chad, who run Midwest Parafest. They've been together for 9 or 10 years, and they tied the knot, and I officiated the wedding, and a good time was had by all. It was very cute, very short, sweet, beautiful. Everybody had fun. And then the next day, all the friends showed up.
Yeah.
And we all had fun times and told fun stories, and I bought fun things from other fun people.
Yeah.
And we did a lecture where you and I had buzzers and we could buzz each other when we said something the other one didn't like.
That was fun.
It was very fun.
People did not see it coming. Well, the best part was you always ask the audience, it's like one of your thing, not always, but most of the time, you ask audience, who's ever seen a ghost? Who's ever seen a Bigfoot? Who's ever seen an alien? And then you go, who's ever held a wombat? And a lady raised her hand. God, I was literally so jealous. I want to cry.
It's so funny.
It'll be us one day. It's coming. Our time is coming. Well, I really thought it was going to be nobody.
Oh, I always hope it's somebody.
Well, we got to think of a different one for next time.
No, it worked good.
No, I know, but we'll think of a different animal. I mean,
Oh, okay, fine.
that we would be jealous of, like a fucking, I can't think right now.
Like, what are those little elephant shrews?
Oh yeah, I would like one of those. My one recently, what the hell are they called? They have little crazy teeth. They look like a Tasmanian devil, but they're not a Tasmanian devil. What the heck? I can't think of it right now, but
Are those like they start with a Q?
no, that's a quokka.
Oh, okay.
No, I love quokkas. They take selfies with people. But anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to tell you a really cute, this is kind of a nice segue. Fucking listen. This is so random. But Adrian Brody on his on his Instagram the other day, I opened his Instagram stories and it's just him. It's like his view. He's filming out. He's not filming his face. He's filming out, and it's two very tiny donkeys, and he's going, "Hey guys, do you know it's my birthday? Do you know it's my birthday?" He's like, I'm like, oh, so Adrian Brody is us. Literally. It was so fucking endearing. I watched it like 5 times.
Jeez.
I know I needed it real bad in my life.
I think I want to hold a koala too.
I know.
Australia's got all the good little fuzzy babies.
They do. I feel like the other thing I'm trying to think of is from there too. And I can't fucking think of what it's called. What I like bush dogs too. I feel like bush dogs are from there too.
Yeah. A funny thing happened to me when I went to Gus's earlier in the week.
Oh yeah, you gotta tell. You didn't even tell me about it.
Yeah. I went to Gus's and that situation happened where there were some people that we know. So I said hello to them. Then I walked to the bar to get my drink. Someone came over because they had a ghost story they wanted to tell me. I listened to their ghost story. And then a big muscle hurly-burly guy came over to me and he said, "Are you the ghost guy?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Do you believe in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?" And I went, "Huh?"
What?
And he goes, Are you God-fearing? Have you asked for forgiveness? Are you looking for salvation?
You're like,
And I
bro,
said,
this is the tiniest bar on a weekday. Stop.
I said, this isn't the conversation we need to be having right now.
Ugh.
And he put his hand on my chest and goes, can I baptize you right now in the name of Jesus Christ? I go, you have to take your fucking hand off me right now.
Dang, did you twist his fucking wrist off?
And he stood there with his hand on my chest and he was like, do you believe in God? I said, you're going to be real fucking mad when you find out I got crystals and chalk in my pocket and that I do witchcraft. And his eyes, like, he was drunk. He was really drunk. And his eyes got like that fury look in his face.
Yeah.
And I could feel his hand like starting to shake. He was still touching me.
Ugh.
And then his friend next to him like grabbed his arm and moved his arm off of me and was like, we're gonna go by, and like walked him out of the bar.
Who the fuck was at the door? Hello? Why didn't anybody intervene?
I think it was David.
What the heck?
And it was in the back of the bar. But no one's ever tried to baptize me in Gus's.
Well, there's the first time for everything. That's what I was gonna say. What, baptize you with PBR? Like, does he know where he is? That is so uncomfortable.
That's the closest, literally the closest I've been in getting into a fist fight in like 20 years.
Well, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Me too. I'm sure he didn't want me to. I could have, but I was feeling very generous. I mean, I could have quoted some Bible verse at him about drunkenness.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just be like, well, we're both going to hell because we're both drinking and
we're both hanging out in a bar and you're wasted.
And probably there's something about like judging other people and he's fucking judging your ass. And
oh, thou shalt not judge. That's up to Jesus and God. That ain't up to you.
Exactly. Dude, step off.
Yeah. And there's some stuff in the Bible about getting drunk on wine and hanging out with the gluttonous.
That's my favorite part. Wait, did you go yesterday again?
I did. I went after we took Pates to the movie.
Oh yeah, we went to see Abigail yesterday. It's a fucking banger.
It was a banger. It's for me.
Yeah, Tenny like that horror movie.
Ah.
For you guys that don't know, the elevator pitch, those fucking little synopsis that they tell of the movie is like, it's about a little ballerina vampire, which is crazy. But that's all you really know about the movie going into it, and then a whole bunch of shit happens, and it's fucking fun.
That was the elevator pitch. It's a little vampire girl ballerina.
Yeah. Well, that's like what they show in the trailer. And you're like, okay, what? This is weird. This is a weird premise, but it's fun.
Yeah. The elevator pitch is there's a group of people who kidnap a little girl, and the little girl happens to be a vampire.
Yeah. And the whole cast is really fun and silly and diverse. Like, they're like all different types of people. Like, there's a girl who's kind of punkish, and there's like
a big meathead and
a
thinker, and yeah.
And it's the Breakfast Club. No, I'm just kidding.
It kind of is.
Yeah, it kind of is. But it's really gory and fun. And there was one part that I'm not going to spoil for everybody, but it like made my whole year. But I can't talk about it. But you guys will see it. And you
lots of good practical effects.
Yeah, lots of good practical effects. And it keeps getting better and better and better. It's a little bit of a slow burn, but when it gets going, it really. And then you think it's like reached the most it's gonna do, and then it does more, and you're like, oh fucking love this movie.
No, that was what was really interesting about it, is that it is a slow burn for maybe the first 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. But then once one thing happens, mm-hmm. It's just nonstop madness for the rest of the film.
I know, I loved it. I can't wait to watch it again. So yeah, loved it. Abigail, 2 thumbs up from us.
And I told you last night, one of the reasons that I was interested in seeing it is because originally the whole premise was that Universal was going to relaunch their monster films, but the Tom Cruise Mummy movie did so bad that they like put it on a back burner. But mm-hmm. they had this concept of relaunching after the first Dracula in the 1930s. The kind of sequel to that Dracula is a movie called Dracula's Daughter. And so they were like, oh, let's do an updated version of Dracula's Daughter. Yeah. And they reworked it, obviously, but they reworked it into this film, Abigail. Yeah. But I wanted to see it because I love Dracula's Daughter so much.
Yeah, I like what they did with it, though.
And it's got one of your favorite actors in it, and one of my favorite actors in it.
I know, Catherine Newton, who was in Lisa Frankenstein.
Yep, and the guy whose name I can never remember.
Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens, who was in The Guest.
Yep. He was fucking nuts. That was another thing. His progression in the movie is so satisfying.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he really went nuts in that movie.
Yeah, have you watched The Guest yet?
No!
Jesus Christ.
I know I'm going to watch it, I swear.
You're going to fucking love it.
I know! I should have watched it last night. Me and Katie watched this fucking stupidest movie. I'm not even going to talk about it, but it was such a downer.
What was the name of it?
I don't want to say it's mean because the people that involved are like indie people, and I don't want to talk bad about it. But I did watch that I loved in the last couple weeks, Immaculate, which with Sydney Sweeney. Okay, so Immaculate and The First Omen came out kind of at the same time, and they're both obviously like fucking nunsploitation, whatever weird religious horror movies. And first of all, in the movie, Sydney Sweeney, they ask her, she's a nun from the US and she goes over to Italy and blah 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 blah. So then she first gets there and the other nun is like, "Oh, where are you from?" And she goes, "Oh, just outside of Detroit, Michigan." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah."
What?
I know, I don't even know why she said that. So that made me stoked, but the movie it gets pretty screwed up. It's really beautiful. It's crazy. The ending is nuts. I loved it. I liked it way more than The First Omen. So you guys should watch Immaculate. I think it just hit streaming like yesterday. So watch it. It's so fucking good.
I had this concept, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong. So I still haven't seen The First Omen.
Yeah.
And we talked about how it diverges from canon from the original Omen.
Yes.
And then I was kind of sleepily hallucinating the other night, and I was thinking to myself, is it a prequel to the Julia Stiles Omen?
Is that a prequel to the first one?
They remade The Omen in 2006 with Julia Stiles and Lev Schreiber.
I don't think that's in the universe. I think they're ignoring it completely.
Okay.
I never saw that.
Ooh, I saw it in the theater.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's not great.
Don't sound great.
But then I started thinking like, oh wait, like are they using that as the original Omen?
No. They're using the 70s one.
Yeah, the 76 Gregory Peck one.
Yes.
But now I want to watch the 2006 one and see if the canon matches up with this one. That's what I'm saying.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Because I'm a fucking psychopath.
Don't do it. I've been like irrationally mad, or maybe rationally mad, about Sasquatch Sunset for the last few days because it's coming out soon and they haven't done any like outreach to any paranormal people, any cryptozoology people, any cryptozoology museums. There's like nothing. There's no like, let's, bridge the community or like, let's have some of these people out to the screenings. There's nothing. And then in the last few days, they are sending like these little swag boxes to like influencers, and they're like giant influencers that have nothing to do, no interest in anything paranormal or crypto, like the most random people ever, the most random celebrities. And it's putting the worst taste in my mouth because it's like, your movie is so niche and there's like a very dedicated community to this and you're just ignoring it completely. And it's like really bumming me out.
I feel the same way. I found out that there's going to be like a friend of mine is dating someone who worked on the film.
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, my boyfriend's in Michigan doing advanced press for it." And I was like, "No one here knows anything about it."
No.
Like, what's he do? Who's he talking to? He's not talking to anyone that talks about it.
Right. I was like stewing about it the other day, and I swear I have a tweet drafted, and I'm like, do I want to fucking be that guy? And because again, it's an indie, and I don't like being mad at indie movies or talking shit about smaller movies, but like, bro. So anyway, so just to make sure before I did anything, I talked to Michael McMillan from Bigfoot Collectors Club, and I was like, am I crazy to be pissed off about this? Or firstly, I said, has the movie reached out to y'all at all? Because they're the biggest fucking Bigfoot podcast.
Yeah, well, and him and Cliff and Bobo.
Yeah. And they're like actors. It's like you're intertwined in this shit in two ways. So I was like, have they reached out to you at all? And then I was like, they've reached out to, they've been sending weird shit to influencers. And like, it's just weird how they're moving in this lead up to this movie. And he's like, no, nobody's reached out to us. We have nothing. He's like, you're not wrong to be frustrated. He's like, it is very frustrating, but he's like, my whole madness was at like the writer directors and the studio, but he's like, it's honestly just like shitty PR. And if the people doing the PR were worth the money, they would reach out to both, the big, whoever the fuck influencers that don't have anything to do with paranormal and crypto and the other side. And he's like, and they're just not doing it. And that's like them not doing their job. So that was the first insight that I got. Do you have any thoughts on that?
No, I mean, they should, your marketing people, you should have a list of people who are influential and then people who are influential with a specialty to your product.
Exactly. So there's the first side I got of it. And then the second side was I talked to our friend who does the screenings here last night, and I brought it up because we were annoyed. Because yeah, you asked him if there was anything coming up, and he's like, no, not really. And then I was like, don't you think it's messed up that they're like not reaching out to cryptozoology and whatever people? And he goes, well, here's the thing. He's like, that could mean that they know y'all aren't gonna like it. He's like, that could mean that it's bad, or that they know that your community is not going to like it, so they're like kind of hiding it, or like going at this other stream of people because they think you're not going to like it. And I'm like, that kind of makes sense too. But like, why again? I'm like, I feel like our community would be the most likely to not slam it, just out of because we don't like
Just because
rooting.
we want a Bigfoot thing.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like we'd be more apt to be nice about it than the weird people I don't know. It's putting the worst taste in my mouth. So that, along with like the stuff I've read about the movie, I'm like, I think I'm out. I think I'm out.
Yeah, it's very strange. Most films, I'm sure that there's money behind this fucking film because of the people involved.
Well, Ari Aster's producing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so I'm sure that there are test screenings.
Yeah.
And so it could be that in those test screenings, it did so poorly with people who think about Bigfoot that they're specifically not reaching out to the communities.
Yeah. It's just bumming me out.
Because it really doesn't make any sense. It's so much promotion. If you like just send stuff, there's 3 or 4 Bigfoot conventions, just send them posters and shit. Like
literally, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, what is there, like 6 crypto museums in the entire fucking country?
that world.
I know. You're not reaching out at all or sending anything. Like, that's so shitty to me, bro.
It's very weird.
I hate it. I'll see that when I see it, I guess, because I don't care anymore. There's a big controversy going on Twitter today because Netflix has a new doc called What Jennifer Did, a true crime doc, and listen, you guys, they made fake AI pictures of this person in the documentary when they were younger and put on the screen like when you're watching Dateline and they show people's old pictures of their old prom photos. They made fucking fake pictures and put it in a doc and acted like they were real.
Unbelievable.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. We just can't trust anything we say or see anymore at all. Nothing, not a thing.
Nope.
What would possess? And then I was on Twitter saying, I'm like, what if somebody was doing research for a trial, or like somebody was on trial for murder and they used some picture and then it got through evidence and somebody got off on a crime and the picture wasn't even real.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that I was thinking about, right? So as a researcher, I very often have to comb the backgrounds of photographs for more information.
Yes.
And so what if somebody's like, oh, she went to school and this happened. And you look in the back and you're like, oh, that book wasn't published until 1992. So she couldn't have been. And now it leads you down a completely fake trail.
Or what if they have like some kind of like a maroon sweater on and then that's tied to the case and they're like, oh, she did it and she didn't even fucking have that shirt on.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The world's over.
Crazy.
It's over.
That's why I've said this before and I'll say it again. So like people get really like pissed off. Like, why don't we have like a better Bigfoot photograph? Why are we still looking at UFO photographs from the 50s and 60s? Like, don't we have better stuff than this, right? The shit that we're still looking at and still fascinated with, we don't have good evidence that it's fake.
Yeah.
The fact that a UFO photograph taken in the 1950s by a farmer all by himself with a camera.
Yeah.
The computer technology we have now, we have gotten rid of literally tens of thousands of UFO photographs because we have figured out they're fake. So now you've got like 20 or 30 old ones that you still can't say are real or fake. Yeah. Like they've held the test of time. Now you're just gonna make fucking photographs.
I know.
Oh, it's such a disaster.
And before you just had to like, okay, it was whatever. As stuff has come along, you maybe had to worry about like what fucking 5% of the population who knows how to really, really use Photoshop like really good. Right. But now it's 100% of the population who can do anything.
Yes.
But that's so dangerous. Holy shit, what a mess.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
Oh, well, speaking of, I'll segue to something better. I read this week that Steven Spielberg is supposedly working on a new UFO movie.
Oh.
It says likely his next project will be a UFO film based on an original idea, and it's set to be written by David Koepp, who I've talked about on before, who wrote Jurassic Park, Stir of Echoes, Death Becomes Her, and he wrote that ghost movie that's supposed to come out sometime this year, the first person presence ghost movie.
Well, we'll see because, Steven Spielberg supposedly got to see all of the government's UFO information before he made Close Encounters.
Well, wonder what he knows by now.
Exactly. That's why people love Close Encounters, like even UFO researchers, because we see that somebody actually did research and had an interest in it.
Yeah, like when we talk about witchcraft movies and we can tell that they actually did witchy shit.
Yes.
So that's exciting. I don't know when the hell that'll happen if they didn't even get to anything yet, but I like the rumor.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that, what's that called? The Actors Studio?
Inside the actor's studio.
Yeah. They have Steven Spielberg on one episode, and I think the guy's name is James Lipton. And he says to Steven Spielberg, he goes, "So your mother was a musician and your father was a computer scientist. And at the end of Close Encounters, the aliens communicate through a computer and music. Have you ever realized that you'd made a movie about your mom and your dad?" And Steven Spielberg sits for a second. He goes, "I've actually never thought of that before."
That's so cute.
It's really a really brilliant moment.
I feel like I've seen that clip before. I wish that show was still a thing. Did that guy die? Is he still alive?
I think he's dead.
Damn it. Just back to another crazy thing on Twitter that happened yesterday, bro. Fucking Crocs and Pringles came out with new Crocs. They have a Pringle holder on the side.
I saw.
So you guys Google Pringles Crocs. Ooh, that's real. That's real.
Pringle shoes with a Pringle holder.
Pringle caddy on the side of the Crocs. Unreal crossover. Okay, so yesterday on Twitter, okay, so Bill Moseley, who's a horror icon, he was in House of a Thousand Corpses, he's in everything. He posted about Jack Kevorkian right quick. So then somebody in the comments, "Oh, you should go to Zach Bagans Museum because he has the real van." And I just in passing, I go under his shit and all I wrote was, "It's not the real van." And then he goes, "I believe it to be real." No, you came in and you said it's not fucking real, and you said why it wasn't real.
I said it's not real. Jeffrey Feiger, Jack Kevorkian's lawyer, has the crush bill. They have the receipts from the scrapyard.
From it being destroyed.
The one that's in the museum, the VIN number is scratched away, and even the engine block Volkswagen number is not on that engine.
Right. And the guy writes back, not even kidding you guys, get ready for this, the most 2020 through 2024 shit you've ever heard in your life. He goes, "I believe it's real, and so why would you try to ruin that?" we just literally told you facts. We told you actual facts, and you could take it into your brain and learn from it. But he says, "I believe in Santa. Why would you tell me Santa's not real?" Is what he said to us.
And I told him, "You can believe your what ifs, but I will believe facts." And then he said, "When did your inner child die?"
He said, listen, you guys, he said to us, "When did the child inside of both of you die?" To the most whimsical motherfuckers you've ever met in your life.
I bought a King Kong action figure today.
Oh my God, when did your inner child die? Have you met us? We're clowns 24/7.
It's a boop, 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 at my house right now.
And after that, I was going to write back, "Bro, Tenny, listen, the guy you're arguing with was literally friends with Jack Kevorkian, and you're siding with a guy who collects murderabilia and knows it's fake."
And I just wrote back, "My inner child didn't die. He just got smarter."
And then we stopped answering. And then we went and saw Abigail and we brought it up again and laughed about him again. Oh my God.
I know you got facts, but I'm just going to believe what I believe.
I swear. And he was saying it so like he was like when you look at baby SpongeBob and he's got those glassy eyeballs. He was like, I know what you said, but I believe this to be real. So why are you trying to ruin it for me? Oh, I don't know, because truth matters and stuff is real and not real. Oh my God. I'm exhausted.
SpongeBob eyeballs.
Oh God, that guy, dude.
Whatever, let him have his lovely little life.
That's fine. He can go walk around that museum and get fake EMF pumped into his fucking shit and feel like he's gonna throw up. That's fine.
That's fine. Look at a fake Bela Lugosi mirror.
Yeah, that's fine.
Look at the fake Kevorkian van.
The fake Dybbuk box.
The fake Dybbuk box. It's all fine.
It's fine. He's fine.
That museum brings millions of people joy every year.
That's what he said. That museum brings millions of people joy. And I almost wrote back, "He's not gonna fuck you, bro." Jack Baggins is not gonna fuck you. There was a little bit of everything in this conversation, I feel like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Eclipses, bar fights, wombats, antidepressants, Titanic,
Jack Kevorkian, Dracula's daughter, SpongeBob eyes.
SpongeBob, Abigail, Hercules, Bloods. Yeah, is that it?
I think that's it. Am exhausted.
But yeah, that's it. We love you guys. I feel like there was something else. I don't remember. Joe Simonton Day today.
It's Pancake from Outer Space Day.
It is. We said it like we were miserable.
Okay, it's Pancake from Outer Space Day. 63 years ago, Joe Simonton from Wisconsin got pancakes from a flying saucer.
They held them up and they look little and burnt and weird.
Yeah, and there's one of them at Wright-Patterson Air Force Museum.
Nice. Is that the one in Maryland?
No, Wright-Pat's in Ohio.
What's the one that we said we were going to go to over by Delaware or Maryland? You said there's some kind of aerospace museum over there that has something that you wanted to see.
Oh, that's an actual aerospace museum that has like the Close Encounters ship in it and the Star Trek ship in it.
Yeah, we are. Okay. We gotta go there.
Yeah, that's like the actual Air and Space Museum. Yeah. The Pancake from Outer Space is just at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio.
Why haven't we went there?
You don't leave your house.
I'll go to see the space pancake.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're a space pancake.
I know I am. Okay, good talk.
Good talk.
See what chaotic things we can get into before the next episode.
See how fast I can edit this episode and get it up.
Yeah.
Ugh, I'm exhausted.
You need a B vitamin or a Red Bull.
Red Bull and a B vitamin and a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you going to get yourself gussied up so that whoever wins your date gets to see their pretty prize present?
No, I was thinking of washing all my makeup off and just showing up like a worm.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow, worm.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye.